Hey everyone, and welcome to This Explainer. Look, if you own property in Warwick, Rhode Island, you already know it's an absolutely fantastic place to live. But today, we're going to explore how Warwick's incredibly unique geography and rich history directly impacts something you rely on literally every single day, yet probably never think about until it breaks. Yep, we're talking about the plumbing inside your home. Is your Warwick home hiding a plumbing disaster? I know, it's a pretty high-stakes question, right? But whether you're living in one of those gorgeous historic colonials or a classic mid-century ranch, there are highly specific local elements quietly at work right behind your drywall and under your floors. Today, we're going to uncover exactly what might be lurking in those pipes so you can proactively protect your biggest investment.
All right, let's kick things off with Section 1, the Warwick Plumbing Challenge.
Okay, let's dive into this. You see, plumbing around here, it is not your standard inland plumbing. The environmental stressors in Warwick are aggressive, highly specific, and honestly, pretty relentless. While inland plumbing just deals with moderate climates and predictable wear and tear, coastal Warwick plumbing is an entirely different beast. If your home is anywhere near Greenwich Bay, Oakland Beach, or Connecticut Point, your copper pipes and exterior fixtures are constantly battling the salt air, which significantly accelerates corrosion. Add in the high water tables from being so close to Narragansett Bay, and you've got constant hydrostatic pressure stressing out your foundation drainage and sump pumps.
Actually, it's not just the salt air either. We've got four major, hyper-local threats teaming up against your pipes. First up, those brutal winter freeze-thaw cycles. Second, that persistent heavy coastal humidity. Third, aging 20th century infrastructure. And fourth, the hard water delivered by the Kent County Water Authority. So look, if you've been frustrated by recurring plumbing issues, you are definitely not alone. And it's not in your head. Your home's plumbing is literally fighting the environment every single day.
Moving right along to Section 2, common local pipe disasters.
Let's see how those environmental stressors collide with the specific building materials used during the different eras of Warwick's massive housing boom. First, let's decode some industry jargon. Polybutylene piping. If you live in a mid-century development in Warwick, like Buttonwoods, for example, you'll want to pay close attention to this. Built mostly in the 60s and 70s, many of these homes were originally plumbed with this specific plastic piping. Plumbers across Rhode Island now widely recognize polybutylene as highly failure-prone. It's essentially a hidden ticking time bomb inside your walls, just waiting to cause a major leak.
Next up, we have clay sewer laterals. If you're in one of Warwick's beautiful historic areas like Apponaug or Patuxent Village, your underground waste pipes might actually be made of historic clay. Over the decades, the ground settles, these pipes crack, and those beautiful mature neighborhood trees, well, their roots aggressively seek out the moisture inside those cracked clay pipes. This leads to absolute nightmare scenarios, severe blockages and raw sewage backing up right into your basement. No thank you.
And oh man, we definitely can't forget about the metal pipes. Older homes are incredibly charming, for sure, but if your home was built before 1960 and still has its original galvanized steel pipes, they are likely silently corroding from the inside out. This hidden corrosion physically chokes off your water flow, causing low water pressure and eventually leads to hidden pinhole leaks that can literally rot your home's framework.
Which brings us to Section 3, handling plumbing emergencies fast.
Okay, we've talked about the slow, hidden problems, but let's shift gears to those sudden, incredibly stressful emergencies. What happens when expanding ice meets a frozen pipe? Imagine this. It's 2 a.m. in the dead of a Rhode Island winter. A harsh, cold snap hits. The water inside an exposed pipe in your unheated crawlspace freezes solid. The expanding ice creates this violent, intense pressure, and suddenly, crack, the pipe ruptures. But the crazy part is, you won't even know it until the ice thaws and hundreds of gallons of water start rushing into your walls and ceilings. It is an absolute drop-everything emergency.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the number here, 8 to 12 years. That is the surprisingly short lifespan of a standard water heater in Warwick. Why so short, you ask? Because of the hard water supplied by the Municipal Water Authority. Mineral deposits rapidly build up as sediment at the bottom of your tank, totally destroying its efficiency and ultimately leading to premature and often really messy equipment failure. But hey, let's take a breath. Here is a number that should give you some serious peace of mind. 60 minutes. When a disaster like a burst pipe or a flooded basement strikes, Cornerstone Plumbing Providence has an emergency dispatch time of just 60 minutes for most Warwick locations. They've got trucks out 24/7. They arrive with the exact diagnostic equipment and parts needed to immediately stop the water damage and save your home.
Let's get into Section 4, Rhode Island Plumbing Code.
Now, when disaster does strike, or even if you're just tackling a remodel, who you hire absolutely matters. Here is the true cost of inaction.
Skipping required permits leads to huge problems when you sell your home or file an insurance claim. Professional code compliance isn't just about following some arbitrary rule. The Rhode Island Plumbing Code exists to protect public health and your property. If an unlicensed repair fails and floods your home, your insurance company can straight up deny the claim. And when you try to sell, unpermitted work can completely derail the sale. Code compliance actively protects your property value.
Local experts also really know their stuff when it comes to code requirements for equipment sizing, like the first-hour rating. Let's demystify this term real quick. This isn't just about the physical size of a water tank. It's a strict calculation based on your household's specific size and usage patterns. A master plumber uses this to properly size a water heater so you never waste energy on an oversized unit and, more importantly, you never end up shivering in a cold shower because an undersized unit just couldn't keep up.
Let's break down exactly when the state code actually requires pulling a permit. Got a minor leak, like a dripping faucet? No permit needed. It's a quick fix. But a water heater swap? Yes, a permit is absolutely required because an improper installation is a major safety hazard. What about a full home repipe? Yes, absolutely. This triggers a major code review and mandatory inspections. Having a licensed professional navigate all of this for you means it gets done right without the headaches or delays.
Okay, rounding the corner into Section 5, the straightforward service process.
Dealing with plumbing issues is stressful enough, right? And this brilliantly illustrates how a systematic, stress-free process works when you hire hyperlocal experts. It's a straightforward three-step process from Cornerstone Plumbing Providence. Step 1. You contact them and they dispatch someone 24/7. Step 2. They perform a super thorough diagnosis using video cameras and pressure tools and give you upfront pricing. Step 3. They complete the repair, fully test it for leaks, and guarantee their workmanship in writing.
Just think about the sheer relief of this. You'll know exactly what you're paying before they even touch a wrench, with zero surprise charges. Honestly, there is nothing worse than being held hostage by a massive unexpected bill after the work is already done. With these professionals, the price they quote is the exact price you pay. No hidden fees for evening or weekend emergencies. You are in complete control before the work even begins.
And remember, we are not talking about some faceless national corporate contractors here. These are local experts. They are navigating Route 2 and Warwick Avenue every single day. They live in our neighborhoods, from Patuxent Village all the way to Cowesett Hills. They bring fully stocked trucks directly to your door, meaning they have the exact parts required for Warwick-specific soil conditions, our coastal climate, and our unique housing infrastructure. That's real hyperlocal trust. We have covered a lot of ground today. From salt air corrosion to freeze-thaw disasters, right down to the nitty-gritty of the Rhode Island Plumbing Code. So I want to leave you with this one provocative thought. If a pipe bursts tonight, are you totally confident your home's plumbing is ready to handle the pressure? Don't wait for a disaster to strike to find out. Evaluate your home's readiness, consider the age of your pipes, and proactively secure your plumbing with local experts who understand exactly what your house is up against. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and stay dry out there.